There is a grave being dug for you, not by time, but by your own hesitation. Step forward now, or be buried where you stand. The world is littered with the bones of those who waited for the right moment, waited for permission, waited for courage to strike them like lightning from a clear sky. And what did they find? Only the slow, gnawing decay of their own potential. The right moment never comes, my friend. It must be seized. You were not made to linger in the shadows of your doubts. Every hour you spend in deliberation is an hour stolen from the life you might have lived. The farmer who waits for perfect weather will never sow, and the man who waits for perfect certainty will never act, and so he rots, not in body, but in spirit. His dreams wither, his strength fades, his name is forgotten before it is ever spoken aloud. I have seen them, the waiters, the hesitators, the men who stand at the edge of the battlefield but never raise their sword. They grow old in their chairs, their eyes fixed on a horizon they never dared to cross. And when death comes for them, it does not take a warrior. It takes a ghost, a thing that was never fully alive. Do not mistake caution for wisdom. Caution is the excuse of those who fear the cost of greatness. But what is the cost of not acting? What is the price of a life half-lived? You were meant for more than this. You were meant for the mountain. Climb or die where you stand. The grave claims all men, but most are buried long before their hearts stop beating. There is a death that comes not from the cessation of breath, but from the surrender of the soul. It is the death of ambition, the death of fire, the slow suffocation of a spirit that once burned bright. I have seen it in the eyes of men who walk and speak and labor, yet are corpses in all but name. They die the moment they accept mediocrity as fate. They die when they trade their dreams for comfort, when they kneel before the altar of security and beg for scraps. They die when they forget the sound of their own voice, when they let the world tell them who they must be. But you are not meant for this slow decay. You were made to fight, to strive, to rise. Every day that you do not, a piece of you is chiseled away. Every compromise is a funeral for the man you could have been. Do not let them bury you alive. Every great man is forged in the furnace of his own mind. Will you be steel or ash? There are two wolves inside you. One is fear. The other is fire. Which will you feed? The battle is not fought with swords, but with silence. It is waged in the moments between thought and action, in the space between what you are and what you must become. The coward whispers, "Rest." The warrior roars, "Rise." Victory is not given, it is taken. From your own weakness, from your own excuses. You must bleed for it. You must suffer for it. You must stare into the abyss of your own soul and declare, "I will not yield." The war within never ends, but neither does the glory of those who fight it. There is a flame inside you that neither time nor trial can extinguish. But will you let it warm you or let it consume you? Men speak of fire as destruction, as chaos, as the end of things. But the ancients knew better. Fire is also purification. It is the forge that tempers steel. It is the light that cuts through darkness. And so it is with the fire inside you, the hunger, the restlessness, the divine discontent that will not let you sleep. You have felt it, that gnawing sense that you are made for more than this, that whispering voice that says, "Rise." Most spend their lives running from it, drowning it in drink or distraction, numbing it with small comforts and smaller dreams. But the fire does not die. It waits. And when a man finally turns to face it, when he stops fleeing and instead feeds the flame, that is when he becomes something more than flesh. That is when he finds his purpose. Every man is born with wings, but most choose chains instead. You were meant to soar, but first you must bear the weight of your own potential. The eagle does not complain of the storm. It uses the wind to climb higher. The oak does not curse the soil that roots it. It draws strength from the earth, even as it reaches for the sky. And you? What do you do with the weight of your gifts? Too many men mistake their wings for burdens. They hunch beneath them, ashamed of their own height, afraid of the fall that might come if they dare to spread them wide. So they remain ground-bound, earth-tied, small. But the sky is yours if you will claim it. The mountain does not speak, yet it teaches all who dare to climb. Go to the cliffs. Place your hands upon the ancient rock. Feel the silence of centuries beneath your fingers. There is wisdom here that no book can hold. The stone does not hurry. It does not fear. It does not bend to the wind or break beneath the snow. It endures. And so must you. Every great life is built like a mountain, layer by layer, year by year, choice by choice. There are no shortcuts to the summit. But oh, the view from the heights. Time does not ask permission. It takes. What will you give it in return? Each morning the sun rises and hands you a purse of gold. 24 bright hours, fresh from the mint of eternity. By nightfall, that treasure will be spent. The question is not whether you will use it, but how. Most men waste their coins on trifles. An hour here to doubt, a day there to delay, a year lost to the false comfort of someday. Then they wonder why their hands are empty when death comes to collect. But you know the value of this currency. Invest it wisely. Beware the ghost that will haunt your dying hours, the man you could have been. There are two deaths. The first comes when breath leaves the body. The second comes earlier, when a man realizes too late that he has been a stranger to himself. I have stood at the bedsides of dying men. Some smile at the reaper, for they have drunk deeply from the cup of life. Others weep, not for what they did, but for what they did not dare to do. Do not let your last sight be that phantom in the corner, the stronger, braver, truer version of yourself you betrayed with every compromise. All great things are born in the quiet, if you can bear to listen. The modern world is a marketplace of noise, a carnival of shouts and distractions, each vendor clamoring for your attention. But wisdom speaks in whispers. Go into the wilderness of your own mind. Sit with the emptiness until it begins to speak. There, in that sacred silence, you will hear the voice they tried to drown out, the one that knows your true name. There is a poison that works slower than arsenic but kills just as surely. It is called tomorrow. Regret does not come from what we do. It comes from what we leave undone. The words unsaid, the chances untaken, the loves unrisked. The antidote? Act now, today, this very hour. Let your life be a series of bold strokes, not faint pencil marks easily erased. Better to stumble forward than to never move at all. Beware the velvet chains. They do not clink, but they bind just as tight. Civilization has become a conspiracy against greatness. It offers you a padded cell and calls it safety, a smaller dream and calls it wisdom, a slower pulse and calls it peace. Do not be deceived. The cave is comfortable, but the sun awaits outside. Calm seas do not make skilled sailors, nor do quiet lives make strong men. You pray for easy days. I pray instead for worthy challenges, for storms that will test the timber of my soul, for waves that will force me to grow or drown. A life without resistance is a life without strength. Embrace the gale. Every man is born twice, first from his mother, then from his own choices. The first birth gives you breath. The second gives you purpose. And between them lies the wilderness, the years of wandering, of seeking, of becoming. Many never emerge from that desert. They die still clutching their swaddling clothes, still crying for milk when they should be hunting lions. But you were made for the second birth. You stand in the shade of those who came before. Will you remain there or cast your own shadow? The great ones loom large in history, their deeds like mountains, their words like thunder. It is easy to feel small beside them, easier still to kneel. But remember this: every giant was once a child. Every masterpiece was once a blank page. They walked the same earth you tread, breathed the same air, fought the same fears. The question is not whether you can equal them, but whether you will try. When your final hour comes, may you face it not as a beggar, but as a conqueror returning home. They will say you are dying, but the truth, you are completing. Every scar becomes a medal, every wound a witness, every failure a foundation. The man who has lived fully does not cling to breath. He has already tasted immortality in his deeds. So climb, fight, burn. And when the last mountain is scaled, you will find not an end, but a coronation. These pages, fragile with age yet heavy with truth, were found bundled in oilcloth beneath the floorboards of an abandoned farmhouse near the Allegheny Mountains. The ink is faded, but the fire in these words remains undimmed by time. May they stir in you what they stirred in me, not mere admiration, but action.